Hi guys, this is Sheila. Thank you for watching. Today I'm going to teach you about one of Android Studio's most popular concepts called intent. In this video, we will learn how to open a new activity from a button. Intent is a messaging object used to request action from another app component. It facilitates communication between different components. An intent is basically how you can have one activity launch another activity. It means having your application switch screens. This is essential because when you're designing an app, you will be dealing with multiple screens or more than one activity. There are two types of intent: the implicit intent and the explicit intent. Explicit intent is when you communicate between two activities in the same application. Implicit intent is when you communicate between two activities of different applications. Alright, now that you know the basic definition of intent, let's start the application exercise. Open your Android Studio, then click on Create New Project. Then you want to select Empty Activity. Click on Next. Configure by naming your project. I'll leave mine as it is for this exercise. And make sure you keep the minimum SDK so that all devices are covered. And make sure you select Kotlin for the language as well. Leave the rest as it is. Then click Finish. It may take a little while to load the project, but just be patient. Okay, next, we'll create our second activity. So we right-click on our package, select New Activity, Empty Activity. You can rename this activity, but I'll leave mine as it is to Main Activity 2 and click Finish. Okay, so let us prepare the layout for our main activity. So we go to Activity Main XML file. It's found in your REST folder on the layouts. Go to your code view, and we need to change the constraint layout to relative layout. Then change the text from Hello World to Activity 1. This is to let us know which screen is being accessed currently. Delete the rest of these constraints here because we won't be needing them for this exercise. Then go to your design view, click on Attributes, and let's look for the Layout Center vertical. Let's type it here, Layout. Okay, here we go. Okay. Alright, so set it to true. Here. So just set it to true. Notice your text view changes in the design layout view. Then next, set your layout center horizontal to true as well. There. Now that we got the text view where we want it in our activity screen, let us take a look at the changes in our code. So this is how the code looks like now, and it's already updated with the changes we made through the attributes pane. Okay, so let's copy this layout code to our second activity. Oops. Sorry about that. Okay, let's go to our second activity and paste it there. Let's delete this and then paste. Make sure to change the text to Activity 2 to avoid confusion in which screen is being accessed. Now let's take a look at the design view for our second activity. There you go. Now let's go back to our activity main XML file. We need to add an ID for our text view. So we add that plus ID / and then just put name at text view. And then let's add a button here. Make sure that width and height is on wrap content. Let's see how it looked in the design view. There. Let's set the button layout through Attributes pane, and we'll name the ID to just simply, I'll just name it to button. Then let's set the text. We'll set the text to, let me type in text here. Let's set the text to go to Activity 2. Then change the layout below to our text view ID. Here you go. Layout below. And then set that below the text view ID. Notice the layout changes in the design view. Then next, set the center horizontal layout. There you go. Let's set that to true. Okay, now this is what the design looks like, and if you go to the code view, you'll see that it is also updated to the changes we made on the attributes pane. Now that we're done with the activity layout, let's go back to our main activity Kotlin file. It's time to declare our button and access it in our Kotlin code using find view by ID. So that whenever we add or use the ID button to our XML file, we will be able to access and use them. So we type val button equals find view by ID, and then button r.id.button. Now the variable button will point to that button in your XML whose ID is button. To handle a click event on that button, you can do it like this. So type button.set onClick listener, then declare the intent variable by typing val intent equals intent this, and point to the main activity 2 file. So this, and then we point that to the main activity 2 file, colon, sign twice, and then class.java. Then we type in start activity and we'll pass the intent here. So you just, oops, sorry about that. So you just type the intent inside here. That's it. Pretty easy. Okay, so now we are ready to test our code. So what we're gonna do is we click on build and rebuild project to make sure our project is updated. And then we just have to wait for it to rebuild. Once it's done, click Run. There you go. Let's just wait for it. Alright, there you go. So let's try clicking the button in activity 1. Once clicked, it will take us to the second activity screen, and then clicking back the button takes us back to activity 1, and clicking the button again takes us back to activity 2.
That's it, guys! Super easy! I hope that this video tutorial is very helpful for you. Please watch out for our other Android Studio video tutorial. Until next time, bye!